Do you want to know how to install crochets and cut into a bob? Well, stay tuned because I'll show you from start to finish. So I'm just going to jump right in and show you the hair that I use. It's the Motowntress 3-pack. And then I use the Mayde colors, Mayde brand colors 27 and colors 30. I'll list everything in the description box and how many packs that I use. But the reason I wanted to use 2 different hairs is because I wanted the curly hair in it, even though I end up cutting most of it off. But I like the way both of the curls are. The Mayde doesn't really have the curly hair on the end. So that's why I'm using 2 different brands. Plus I like to mix a lot of different colors and hair anyway. I don't like using the same things all the time. But you can see my braid pattern. I braided it in the circular. I only braided the individuals in the front, about 6 individuals. That way she can change the part if she changes it, which she normally doesn't change her part. So that's why I only made those individuals over there. So when I install, I take the crochet needle down and pull the hair up through the loop. And then I just twist it one more time and pull it back through the loop. And that way it's secure and it won't come out easily when it's tugged on. So once again, I'm going to take the crochet needle downward and pull the crochet through the loop 2 times and then slide it up. So I usually make at least 1 finger size between each crochet, depending on how full I want it, but you don't want it to look wiggy. So I normally space it out in areas that you're not really going to see. Since it's going to be a bob, it's not going to be pulled up in the back. So that's the least place it needs to be full at. The hair that I'm using first is the Motowntress Passion Twist hair. This is the 10-inch and it's the first pack that I showed, which was the 3-pack. And then once I get all of this, I'm going to go all the way through to the bottom, to around the crown of the head, which is the middle of the head, and then I'll start using the Mayde brand. But I'm going to speed the video up because this is pretty much what I'm doing all the way to the top. And you can see, so far I haven't speeded the video up yet, but you can see how fast you're able to move with this. I normally can do this style and put all this hair in maybe like 30-40 minutes. One other thing, anytime I do a style, whether it's crochet, sewing, or putting up under wigs, any style that's braided, I'm usually using my hair growth oil, and I have seen tremendous results from this. I have seen people who have had no hair and their hair grew back in with it. But what you want to do is you want to keep your hair protected up under the style. People always ask, what do I need to do while my hair is protected under crochets? If you use a hair growth oil, that's what is going to cause it to continue to grow and be moisturized. You don't need to use any cream or anything. Just use something that will help. So you can find this oil on my website and under the description below. It's under tttwigs.com. So back to the video. Okay, now I'm about to cut it. And you want to make sure the person is sitting up straight and their legs are not crossed. That way you can have an even cut. And make sure all the hair is facing downward and there's nothing sticking in the curly position. So I can eye it, so I'm just grabbing it and just cutting it across even. And when I hold it up, I'm holding it up at a 45-degree angle and then going in and cutting down. So from there, you just want to follow across, going from shorter to longer. And I'm just going in, pulling the hair, make sure nothing stretches out later as she messes with her hair. So you're just going to go across at an angle, or you can do a straight across bob. That way you won't have to put layers in it. But it's easier for me to start from the front and then follow where I started. I don't really want an even bob. I just want something with a little layers and a little definition to it. So I'm just going in downward into the bob to make sure it's a little more layered going towards the top. That way it's almost like a stacked bob. You want to hold the head down, bring the front of the bob back, or the hair back, and then cut it going downwards. So that way the bob is like going down a slat. And then I'm just pulling to see if there's any extra pieces that are longer than I want them to be. So since I cut off a lot of curly hair on the top, I'm just trying to take some of the bottom of the loose and see if I like that look of it being curly on the end, to see if it would give it a more natural look. So since I have the shape that I want, this is the Tresseme spray that I'm using. I'll leave this in a description link also. But it's a brown spray for people whose hair is gray. It blends with the hair that you're using. So you can get, they have numerous colors. Since she's using brown hair, I'm using the brown spray to match it. And all I'm doing, I put the comb in the way for a part so I leave that open area, and I'm just spraying the edges. That's the end of this video, so please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.